Hi everyone, hope you're all going well. My name is Ethan Delaney and this is my presentation for assignment 2. So the company that I've chosen to do my report on today is Wise. So what is Wise, you might ask? Well, Wise is a financial services and technology company. It was formed in 2011 and operates with a key vision of keeping international money transfers cheap, fair, and simple. It was founded by Kristo Carmen and Tavit Hin, two entrepreneurs originally from Estonia. The duo initially met at a party in London. After conversing, the duo discovered that they had a very similar problem in terms of their salary, namely how the manner in which they receive their currency and the manner that they wish to spend their currency in. For instance, Tavit was receiving his salary in euros, however, he was living in London and required his money to be in pounds to spend it. Christo received his salary in pounds, however, he had a mortgage in Estonia. Um, so obviously he needed his money converted into euros to pay that mortgage. In order to overcome this, the duo would kind of swap their currencies. So Tavit would put euros into Carmen's account and Carmen would put pounds into Tavit's United Kingdom account. This initiative saved the duo numerous amounts of money by avoiding bank transfer fees. And they thought, hang on a minute, a lot of people we know are having this issue. We can imagine that a lot of people are having this issue and they could benefit from kind of this seamless transfer of money where we're cutting out the middleman and ensuring that we're, getting the best bang for our buck. So the main service that Wise provides and has become a industry leader for is in the form of international travel cards. On the top left, you can see the personal card, and on the bottom is the card they provide for businesses. So these cards allow users to seamlessly, effectively, and efficiently spend money from all different countries all over the world. Currently, Wise allows users to hold, obtain, and use various forms of currency in over 160 countries. Not only does Wise offer various amount of options for individuals looking to spend money abroad, as I said, with the bottom card, it also offers services for large businesses. In fact, there are over 300,000 businesses who currently use Wise. In this area of operations, Wise offers business services in over 40 countries with a 24/7 customer support team and provides businesses with the opportunity to sync various forms of accounting software into their account, allowing for a central yet simplistic option for many businesses to effectively manage their funds that may be made up of a variety of different currencies. So from day one, so this is about the internationalization journey of Wise. They've established themselves as a born global business. This can be defined as a business that aims to effectively operate and serve in international environments and markets, as compared to a business that starts out with the intention just to operate in their home country. There are many milestones that Wise has achieved since it began trading that can be used to measure their pattern of internationalization. The duo started working together on the company in Christo's kitchen and purchased their first physical business office, which was in London in 2014. The main motivation behind this was the exponential growth of their business, in which the business was handling many transactions per day, totaling over £1 million per day. Obviously, that's a lot more now compared to 2014. By evaluating and viewing the operations of Wise, it can be inferred that they have definitely and effectively taken into consideration factors to do with psychic distance, which can be defined as different factors that can disrupt the flow of essential business information and operations between the market. This is an extremely important concept for businesses operating in a global fashion. Associated factors, for example, can be cultural differences, legal differences, language difference, amongst many others. This is demonstrated through their existence in multiple countries, in which for each one they would have had to invest numerous resources, money, people, time, into ensuring that they are adhering to all the legal and governmental policies. Despite being a born global company, the internationalization process for Wise can be seen in parts as an incremental one. So initially, they started just operating markets from the UK to Europe, and then over time, as we know, they expanded to other markets such as Australia. A model that can be used to evaluate this incremental international growth for Wise is a UPALSA model. This model is made up by two main components, as you can see on the screen. So the two components, as I said before, the state component, which is comprised of market knowledge and market commitment, and the change component, which involves commitment and current activities. Wise began making commitment decisions early on in their venture, in which they would approach banks in different countries to partner with them and therefore gradually increase the scope of their operation. Once partners in target countries for expansion were identified and secured, Wise committed resources to these newly acquired markets. However, in a different manner to a typical business such as a manufacturing one, they wouldn't set up physical locations in their new country. Rather, they made effective use of their digital-based business platform, conducting operations in new countries and working with partners, all from their office in the base country, London. This allowed Wise to effectively commit themselves into new markets while not investing extensive resources and still focusing on their key mission of keeping transfers cheap, effective, and good for everyone. So the entrepreneurial team, I touch on them, Christopher Carmen and Tavit Hinkris. So both wanted to avoid international currency transfer fees, which was a main pain point and driving factor for creating Wise. They both had experience operating and living in different countries. They had strong connections from previous jobs. One of them was employed at Skype previously, so in that digital world, and the other was previously a consultant for one of the big four firms. So resources, sorry, deficits and weaknesses faced throughout the internationalization process. So a major resource deficit that Wise encountered throughout their journey was in terms of their employees. As with any business, as Wise grew, they hired employees for a range of roles such as engineering, HR, product specialists, customer relations, the list goes on. In an interview with Harsha Singer, the board president for Wise and the chief technology officer, he identifies one of the main challenges in terms of internationalization was how to maintain a strong culture at the company, especially due to the large number of employees, over 900 at the time of the interview in 2018, across 9 different offices. Maintaining a strong and positive workplace culture is imperative for any company such as Wise. If management do not foster a good culture in the workplace, employees are likely to achieve low levels of job satisfaction and staff turnover rates may increase, which is a big problem for an international company such as Wise. As a global company, you can just think it's a lot harder to kind of attract talent in that international sense compared to a business just operating in their own country. So some of the push factors for Wise. A major push factor was the large costs associated, as I mentioned before, with transferring money from one currency to another. As mentioned, to avoid these fees, the duo would simply deposit the desired currencies into each other's account, avoiding those hefty bank fees. After realizing the cost effectiveness of this method, they decided that many people around the world would look to use that, and that's how Wise was formed. Another push factor is the lack of similar companies at the time in the UK, where they were born out of, not actually born, but where they were operating. Previously, when looking to spend money overseas, individuals would have to contact their bank to arrange some sort of travel card, which proved for a lot of people to be a time-consuming, annoying process with high fees associated. Whenever you tap your card in another country, it might charge you a hidden fee, which is not the case for Wise. So some of the pull factors for Wise. An example of a pull factor for Wise is the increased requirement for both individuals and businesses to spend and transfer money internationally. This can be attributed to the trend of globalization, which, with the introduction of technology, has boomed in recent years, as we all know. We touch on that a lot in this class. So what has this done for the pull factor? It's created more opportunities for a vast range of different businesses, meaning they're sending more employees overseas. And these employees are obviously, when they're there, they're going to have to spend money and to live there and enjoy their lives there. So the 5-year outlook for Wise. So this is kind of not what the company said. This is what I kind of see as Wise in the next couple of years, what I think they really need to focus on and continue improving. So my first point for the 5-year outlook for Wise is to continue to expand into as many markets as possible. They also need to keep in mind that it's not possible to operate in every single country. This can be due to various factors that affect internationalization for business. For example, it wouldn't be appropriate for Wise to seek to expand operations in a country that might be currently experiencing an armed conflict. As anyone can imagine, it's just not practical for them to go out there and expand operations there. They won't get good return on investments. They won't find many users there. So that's one point I think they need to really focus on for the next 5 years. They also need to ensure they're constantly identifying target areas for improvement across the board. So obviously we know Wise is a very successful company, but everyone can always do better. No one's perfect, so they need to have specialist teams in place, performance management teams to identify where they can improve their operations, and they also can look at their successful areas, such as the individual money transfer card, and seek how they can continue to improve that for the users. And another thing I think they can do is continue to make the platform more user-friendly. They've already positioned themselves as a leader in the market, but they can continue to kind of expand on their operations. Might be making the app better for people to use, might be making the website easier to use, improving their customer care team, how they're made available. But that concludes my thanks for that. Bye.